Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? So it's me, Everby, Spooky Girl, and I wanted to have a little talk with y'all about some things. First, my cats are in the background. That is Augie, the boy. He's gray, and brother is tan, and he's also a boy. And they're just like kids, so if you start hearing them run around, just ignore it. You know, when you get on the phone and how kids are when you get on the phone. So they they want attention all the time. Anyway, we gonna talk about um, paranormal and a little bit of supernatural, if you guys don't mind. So first, why I'm speaking to you, I chose this photo. I chose this image. It's actually become one of my favorite ones. And I had recorded. I had put a black sheet up on my wall, and so I wanted to record with a dark background because it makes the orbs show up better. And so um, I was recording, and I was talking to the orbs, trying to get them to show up and everything. And this really bright, pretty orb showed up. All I saw was the orb at first, and others were pointing out that it's something behind the orb. I actually didn't see that at first, and it was pointed out to me. And so I start looking because there's an actual video for this. This image came from a video that's on my channel, and I started looking after people they were replying up under the photos, up under the video, because I have my content on different sites. So somebody commented on another site, what is that behind the orb? I hadn't even with my keen eye, I had missed that. So this has become one of my favorite images. I do have many favorite images, but this one is a good one. Okay? And so some people don't see it, and some people did point it out. You know what I'm saying? So everybody don't see it. So that's what we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. Now I've did a few short videos on my channel talking about this, and you can go back and try to find it, or they're there. Well, I discuss a lot of this, and then I got some Spotify episodes where I talk about this too. But I'm gonna freshen it up and make a new, I'll make this new one. Okay? So if you guys are listening, first, don't forget, always do your prayers. And I try to tell people that you don't need to be afraid of everything, because just because something different don't mean you have to be afraid of it. It's not human, so they don't look like us. They probably think we look weird and crazy, and scary. Now, I'm not saying that to say that there are not bad things out here, moving around. I'm just saying, just because something looks different doesn't make it bad. I've explained this before. It's like a person being disabled, born with no eyes or no arms and legs, or deformed, with tumors on their face or something. You don't naturally think that person is bad. You get what I'm saying? They might be the kindest person in the world. They just look, they have an unpleasant look to them, and that doesn't mean that their heart is bad, because the look is not pleasant. Doesn't mean the heart is not pleasant. So it's the same when you're talking about entities, interdimensionals and things like that. They do look different. But It's bad and good in all aspects of life. It's just a part of our journey, and it's how we learn. So that's how we learn. We if bad things don't happen, sorry to say, we don't learn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like um, it's just needed. It's part of our lessons. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, um, always remember your prayers because they are important because you want your space to stay protected. You have to be serious about your relationship with God. You know, I don't want people talking about, oh, I did this and said these prayers and, demons is still in my house. Then you don't have a serious relationship with God. You know, um, sometimes you have to do more than, prayers. You have to, strengthen your relationship with the Creator. So that's one thing, you know what I'm saying? If you're having problems with protection and things like that, you need to strengthen your relationship with God. It's simple as that. If you don't believe in God, then you shouldn't be calling on help from something you don't believe in. Because he's probably not going to answer. You know, that's just my take on it. So if you really don't have faith and believe in God, then, why call on him? Just to say, oh, he didn't help, he didn't answer my prayers. You know, I've known about God since I was a little girl. My mother and my aunts, they were, godly people. Grandmother, they taught me about God, so I always knew. Um, and so this is nothing new for me. Now, I will say that there was a time in my life, in my 20s and my 30s and some of my 40s, where, I just I wasn't thinking about him that much. I've never ever doubted his existence. I just, I was at that age where I was doing stupid stuff. So now you have to stay, you have to stay prayed up. That's important. You need to keep your connection strong with God, you know. And I always tell people that, and I said this to a neighbor of mine, and she was so impressed, but it was just something I was saying. I didn't know. I mean, she was very impressed with it, and I said, we were discussing something, and I said, well, your faith, your protection is as strong as your faith. So that's just something to think about. You know, my faith is real strong. So my protection is strong. That's just how I feel. So if you have a strong relationship with God, you don't have to worry about that. And no, he doesn't give you everything that you want because he sees ahead of our path and he knows what's good for us. So he basically, says no to me many a times. And I have to understand, I understand because of our relationship, I understand that okay, that path wasn't good for me. Or that you get what I'm saying? Like I understand that it's for me, it's for the good of me, you know. And so something you think that may be good for you, he may not agree with that. So, when it looks like he's not answering your prayers, he is answering your prayers. It's just not the way you want him to answer. You get what's not the answer that you want. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he said no. you know. But so I I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell this story again. So I was born. I didn't do anything to get this. I'm gonna tell this story again. Well, first let me finish about the protection prayer. Just always make sure you say your protection prayer, especially if you're trying to communicate, because that you know that puts out in the universe what your intentions are. You're not intending to communicate with negativity and things like that. And this is a positive session. So, um, now I'm gonna say, so I've always had disability since I was a kid. And I won't go into detail because I got videos on this channel already talking about that, but I I already knew that something was different about me. Um, and I just knew all this stuff. So I saw my first UFO when I was maybe 7 years old. Um, didn't really know what it was, till later, but I literally saw one. Now, um, and then I, just started seeing other stuff like orbs and, spirit and things like that. So yeah. Now, I've never did anything I do meditate now, but um, I've always had this stuff going on with me since I was a kid, so I wasn't meditating then. But I do understand that my abilities are or were given to me for a purpose, for a reason. So when I was little and was seeing things, I didn't understand it. And I did not tell people because, I just didn't think they would believe me and stuff. And I thought, it's bad if you see these things, even though I've never seen demons and things like that. I've never seen that stuff, you know, and I thank God for that. But I always try to base what is around you on your energy. You understand what I'm saying? Like when people freak out about orbs and when they see them on a surveillance camera and it's ghosts and it's demons and stuff, you have to base that on your energy. What is your energy? Because your energy is attracting whatever is around you. So, and even if you move into a house that had bad energy, like the last occupants were not good, um, when you bring your good energy into that space, that's going to change the space. It's going to change the aura in the space, So, bad energy will not be coming back to that space because now it's filled with the good energy you brought in there. So even if the where you at or where you live, it has a bad history, some bad stuff went on and you think you got stuff visiting, just because it had a bad history before you moved in there, that doesn't necessarily mean that. When you see an orb, oh, this used to be, or so and so used to live here and they was bad people, you know, you bring your energy to your area, to your location, to your personal space. Your energy is what's important because that leaks out into your space. And so, the best way I can put it is it's unpleasant for them. If you got a good loving energy, it's unpleasant. It's going to be unpleasant for these negative energies to be around. It's just going to be unpleasant for them. And, it's just like angels and high vibrational loving beings are not hanging around, prostitution places and drug traces places. They're not hanging around those places because it's unpleasant, So it's the same way if you just switch it around, negative entities and energies is not going to be hanging around heavenly places. That's they don't exist and in certain spaces because of the vibration and the energy there, and it's protected. Once you reach a certain frequency, you are in your space is protected. Like you have positive beings that's protecting that space, including God. So just trust me on this. It's all about your frequency and your energy. When you see an orb on your surveillance camera by accident, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like the orb was in there making noise or doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just saw it. It wanted you to see it. And it wasn't causing havoc or nothing. You just saw it, but it wasn't making noise or nothing because it's not there to disrupt you and disrupt your life, and and scare you and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why you just happen to be looking at your monitor and some of your footage and you saw it. You know, they can get up enough energy to move stuff and make noises and stuff. They can. So when you see an orb, it doesn't matter about the history of the house that you're living in or the area. It's the energy that you bring to that space. That's what's important. You can change all of that energy that's in that space. You can move out that bad, negative, low vibrational energy, and and move in good, positive, high vibrational energy. You get what I'm saying? And bad, negative energies, entities, they're not hanging around that. They're not hanging around a loving, kind atmosphere. It's very unpleasant, and uh, it's not tasteful for them, if that makes any sense. Okay? So when you wondering, when you see orb, when you see things, when you wondering what's in your space, just check your own energy. Please. That's very important. What energy are you emitting in that space? Okay? All right. So now that we got that covered, because if you ain't a demon, there shouldn't be a demon, in your space. You know, uh, they may fly through sometime or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and peek in, but they not finna hang around no love and kind atmosphere, because that's not what's pleasant to them. You get what I'm saying? That's very important that y'all people know this, you know. And you're going to be protected. If you have a loving, kind, heart atmosphere, blah, 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 you will be protected. Like, things that come in your space that's not supposed to be there will be escorted out. Okay? All right. So now we got that covered. So I don't freak out when all this stuff that I post, that, people call me schizophrenic, people call me all kinds of stuff, I post this. I see this stuff. My camera is seeing this stuff. Let me explain. I have a surveillance camera mounted over my back door. It's not a Ring doorbell camera or nothing like that. It goes by temperature, motion, movement, and it's mounted over the back door because there's an alley that runs back there, and that's why it's over my back door. It's not a Ring doorbell camera, and so. It doesn't even take, it doesn't even record or take images unless it has movement. Okay, so when people call me schizophrenic, I don't even think they understand what schizophrenic means, the definition of it, because it's hallucination. It's something that I have an uncle that's schizophrenic, my mom's brother, and it's a lot of hallucination involved in that. Like they're hearing and seeing things that are not there. Okay? The fact that my camera is recording and snapping pictures, proves to me that it's something there. Because the camera it only takes pictures. It only records movement. It's not just recording on a loop all day. Like, it doesn't do anything unless something triggers it and activates it, and then it records. It's not just recording and looping over. It doesn't do that. It's not that type of camera. My camera is a motion sensor camera only. Sometimes I don't have no videos because nothing moves around. So I think some people just don't understand what schizophrenia is. It's seeing and hearing stuff that's not there. Okay, so my camera is taking pictures of it. I'm getting an alert on my phone that, you have movement. I have 2 cars back there, so, I look out to check. And nothing's there. So, but it's showing up on the camera. That's another thing, So, if I can take a picture of it and show it to you, whether we disagree on what you might think it is as opposed to what I might think it is, the fact that I can take a picture of it and show it to you, the fact that my camera, it activated my camera recording mechanism, that's not schizophrenia. That's not, you might not agree, we might disagree on what we think it is, but it's not schizophrenia. That's not what schizophrenia is. Schizophrenia is things that aren't really there. Okay? So, we going to get past that. And it don't bother me because I'm going to keep on uploading my stuff. Now we going to talk about people that don't believe in this stuff. Let's talk about that because I've been dealing with it since I was a kid. I just didn't tell anybody. My grown kids go back and forth with me about my, because they'll say, well, around the time years ago when I started recording this stuff and everything, and my kids don't. If I show it to my kids, they'll look and say, well, yeah, something there, but what is it? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, um, when I explained to my kids, I had been dealing with this since childhood. I just never told anybody. I chose to not tell nobody about it. Okay, but we gonna get on to the other stuff now, like the meat and potatoes of it. So, okay, people don't believe in this. They don't believe this stuff because it ain't happening to them. I'm gonna try to explain a little bit of that too, if I can. So, like I said, I didn't do anything to get this. You know what I'm saying? I was born with this ability. I was born with it. I didn't have to do nothing for it. I just had to understand it and stop being scared of it. Um, I don't have no problems. None of this stuff has ever bothered me. I'm not sick. I'm pretty decent health for my age. And I sleep with my lights off in my house. I don't sleep with lights on. I have 2 cats. We get ready to lay it down. That's it. All the lights go off, TV, everything. You know. So yeah. But people that this don't happen to everybody. And that's another reason why, as I was growing up, I didn't tell people, because people can be, they can be nasty and mean. And the reason why it doesn't happen to everybody is because either one or two, and I done said this on a couple of my videos too, either we all have it, this ability, and it's activated at different times in our life. Okay? Or either it's just some of us that have it, and that's just it, So, there are people that, because, this don't happen to them. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. Because this is not happening to them. They don't understand it. Or, people will, when you look at my clips, you can clearly see they are not bugs. If they are not bugs that we know. People will say all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's bugs, it's the camera lens, it's the shutter, it's, picture is clear, nothing else is nothing is foggy or it's just people will say all kinds of stuff because they they are mentally, they capacity doesn't go past, like I'm of a higher consciousness. I'm meditating everything. So you get what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is I'm used to this, since my childhood too. You know what I'm saying? But people whose capacity, they mind capacity, it doesn't go, they haven't reached a higher consciousness to process this kind of stuff. And so, even looking at this picture now, you guys look at this picture while I'm talking and everything. Some people said they saw a face behind the orb, like 2 eyes. It's something behind the orb. Some people have said that. They will comment to that. I never put that out there until somebody said it, because when I first put the orb, I didn't even really see it. People pointed it out to me. Now, you can clearly look at my images. I actually got UFO stuff on here too. So when you see when you see videos, you see videos with color. Those videos are done with my cell phone. I have a iPhone. I have iPhone X, I guess that's what you call it. Um, and then the ones that you see like with no color, those are from the surveillance camera that be on my. I got one on the porch and I got one in the back. Okay, and the one on the porch is really to watch my packages when I'm not here and I'm at work and I'm having packages delivered. So I got one mounted on the inside of the porch. I got a closed in like a sun porch. The one I put in the back because, um, there's an alley that runs back there. And so that's just really for my security safety purposes. I wasn't expecting to get all those images of, what I was getting. Um, but, I did. I was really just trying to keep an eye out on, burglars and stuff going on, since the alley is back there. I wasn't really expecting to get all those images, even though, I've been aware of this stuff. Okay? So, if it don't happen to you, it's not happening to you. And, because it's just probably not part of your journey. And I know people just don't like hearing that. But it's just the truth. It's just it's not part of your journey, or it's not part of your journey right now. It could be part of your journey. Maybe it's going to happen to you later on in life. But it's something that doesn't it's more on them than it is on you. So your part is bringing your vibrations up to a certain level, raising your frequency. That's your part. And then the rest is up to them, because even people with raised frequency and everything still won't see them or still don't see them, you know. So they choose who they want to show themselves to. They choose who they want to interact with. Like they choose that, If they want to, if you're seeing them or you seeing orbs, entities, it's not by accident. Like they are showing themselves to you. That's what they want to do. Okay, so that's another thing why everybody don't see them. Then it's a difference in looking and seeing. You understand what I'm saying? You looking at something is not seeing it. So a lot of people look at my clips and my photos and they just look and they don't see what I see. You know what I'm saying? Because their consciousness is not raised. And they just don't see what I see. They don't see what I see. And you have to be you have to be your frequency has to be raised to even yeah, it's just a certain way that it works. So people that have closed consciousness, they won't see this stuff. They could be looking dead at it and say something else. Like you looking at this picture while I'm talking to you, you can clearly see this as something. And some people will comment, and I'm just talking about the orb. Other people saw the face behind the orb. I didn't see it at first till people pointed it out. But, I was focused on the orb. And, people will say this is dust. What dust have you seen that look like this? Because they mind is shut from this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to make up everything. If you look at, I got some phenomenal clips on here. You can clearly see that stuff is paranormal, supernatural, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff out there flying around. It's 11 degrees here in Toledo. It's 11 degrees when I put them last, them other videos out. There's nothing flying around out there, because it's too cold. So if something is out there flying around, it's not earthly. I was born up here. in this part of the world. And we don't have bugs in the wintertime. You just don't. Like, bugs don't fly around in the wintertime here. It's too cold. The weather is too cold. Ice on the ground, snow everywhere. You know, yeah. You just walking outside to your mailbox, you could get frostbite. Like, it's very cold. Bugs are not able to fly in this type of weather. So, yeah. So, it lets you know right there. If something is out there flying around, it's not. You get what I'm saying? It's not normal. That already tells you that. The fact that it's out there flying in this cold weather. That lets you know already it's something different. Also, when my camera alerts there's movement in the summer, I would go to the back door and open it and go stand right where the camera, where the image is. Nothing's there, but it's on the camera. That's another thing that tells you it's something different. It's showing up on the camera, but not when you look outside. It's not there. All those little images of those funny looking, look like they could be bugs, but different type of bugs, not our type of bugs that I was putting on my channel and stuff. I will be standing right out there. The monitor is showing me this is the spot where this bug is. I'm looking at the monitor. Present time, I would go stand there. Couldn't see nothing with my bare eyes. Now, but it's showing on the monitor. That lets you know it's something different too. Something to be said about that too, because when I was growing up, I could see the orbs. I can see the orbs with my bare eyes, and sometimes I can't. And I guess that's if they want to show themselves to you like that. But I think, like the technology and the camera and stuff, all that's done advanced where it's just showing stuff that we weren't able to see. The stuff always been here, because I was seeing it with my bare eyes. A lot of this stuff I see with my bare eyes, you know. But sometimes I can't. So I'm guessing that they make the decision on that sometimes too, if they want to show themselves or not. So it's not all about my ability. It's got to be, we got to work in tandem. We have to work, together with that. You get what I'm saying? Like, my ability plus they want to show themselves to me. So me just having this ability don't really allow me. They have to want to show themselves. Right? So that's another thing. So it's okay if people, I get it. People just, their minds is shut off from this. It's not a possibility to them. Last thing I want to say is, people want to know why are they hiding from us? If they real, why, this and that. I'm going to say a few things about that. Then I'm going to be done. One thing, humans, humans are not evolved spiritually enough. And this ain't got nothing to do with religion or church. It's all about compassion and kindness. And the way we treat each other. So humans need to evolve spiritually more in order to interact and communicate with higher vibrational beings. Like, we're too evil, too much violence, just we haven't reached that stage yet. That's one reason. Another reason is, it was rumored that they have met with some humans, and they and the humans decided that they weren't gonna reveal themselves to us because the human race wasn't ready. We weren't ready. It would create a panic. Now, I don't know about that. What I will say is we have evil humans and non-humans that help, you know. We have non-human life forms that are good and bad. Okay? Seen and unseen. And they are helping. We have some non-human life forms that help the evil humans. And kept this stuff hidden from us, hidden from the rest of the world. Because evil humans want to keep control with religion and government. They want to stay in control. So, um, they don't want us learning this stuff because, it probably would, open up other doors and, just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why the government leaders around the world, not just United States, but around the world, many government leaders know about this and kept it hid from the rest of the world. Stuff they didn't want us to know and find out. And it's all about control. Now, discovering that there's other non-human life forms does not eliminate a God. I want to say that too. Because it only means that the God created other life forms that are different from us. That's all it means. It doesn't mean he doesn't exist. It just means he created other life forms that are different from us. If some people think that some type of other beings created us and stuff, well, then God had to create them and then they created us. Some people think that too. Either way, the creator just didn't create humans. So finding out that there are other life forms does not mean that there ain't no God. But you probably can question some religious stuff. The Adam and Eve stuff, you might want to question that. But it doesn't eliminate a creator. It just means a creator created more than just us. Okay? And I think it's kind of arrogant to think we're the only ones. Now, nobody is saying that they're green. Nobody is saying that they're 8-10 foot tall. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting y'all know, and I know y'all gonna probably clown, drag this video and everything. I'm not gonna stop because I believe that this is what they want me to do. Like, this is the reason why they're showing themselves to me. The reason why I have this ability. It's a reason. And so, yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, but that's just it. If you're not seeing this stuff, then, you're not supposed to see it. It's not a part of your journey. And, as far as religion is concerned, I'm not going to drag that because I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. My communications and my relationship is straight with the creator, no middleman, no groups and labels or none of that. And, I guess religion ain't all so bad, but I just feel safer with this straight connection, because having that middle, the middleman, the church and the groups and the pastors and all that stuff, to me, it just opens it up for manipulation and contamination. You get what I'm saying? And so how, now people want to know, you're probably wondering, well, how do I know if my communication, if I'm communicating with the right things, if, about this God and stuff. God has showed me in many ways that he is real. Okay, but that's between me and him. I can't convince nobody else or nothing, with that. I needed a straight relationship. I don't want to have to go through preachers and ministers and all of that stuff. All that stuff. It's real bad. It's been manipulated really bad these days. So, but, I had decided when I was younger, that I wasn't going to do religion, but I always did, again, know about God. Now, that being said, um, you, you know, um, you have to, find, like you have to make your relationship and find your own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, he doesn't want you to be a fool. He don't want you to be a sucker. He don't want you to let people abuse you because you hear all this kind and compassion and all this stuff. You know, he's a big fan of all of that, but he still wants you to protect yourself and take up for yourself. And you can say no. You can't say no, and he still loves you. You understand? You just got to know when to say it. So don't, be doing stuff and letting people use you and mess over you or doing these things and, in God's name. That's not what he wants. You understand? And if you have people that have did you wrong and messed over you and did bad things, you can forgive them and love them from a distance. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody and hanging around people that's done hurt you emotionally, financially. You don't have to do that. You forgive them in your heart and you can stay your distance. Like, God understands that. You know, people think true forgiveness is, hanging around this person and being around. No, if you don't want to be hurt again, you can forgive and you can be cautious at the same time. Okay? Right. You can't help nobody if you ain't in good shape yourself. How you gonna help other people? So God don't want to force, he don't want to force himself on people. Like, you have to accept him and want this stuff willingly. Not by nobody threatening you with hell and burning hell and this and that. It's just something that you got to want and accept on your own. Right? Okay. And, yeah. So, I guess that's it. That's what I needed to talk about. We talked about your space, keeping it clean, saying your prayers. We talked about these different things, orbs. Are not, just don't think ghosts when you see orbs. There are different non-human creations or that uses the orbs. So orbs are used by extraterrestrials too. It's not just spirit that uses orbs. Angels use them too. Okay? So yeah. So those videos I've been posting on my YouTube channel. Yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed the videos. I hope y'all get some type of information from this one. I can't explain why other people don't see this stuff, or it's not, all I know is that I see it. And trust me, I have been overwhelmed sometime, where, I'm like, well, why me? You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to see this stuff, So there's a purpose, there's a purpose. And I think, it's bigger than me just sharing the stuff online, but we'll start there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about that. Make sure you do your prayers before you try to communicate, and then your cleansing prayer to keep your space clean. Just do that one every night, whether you're trying to communicate or not. But if you want to try to communicate with orbs or spirit or anything, you need to do that prayer that I gave you. And yeah, always try to, make sure you keep your area, your personal space clean and clear. Because we are down here, you know what I'm saying, and having, a learning experience, the temptations and the manipulation and the encouragements and that all of that is still here. Even with me being a spiritual person, I still get temptations and everything. I'm still cuss and fuss a little bit. I ask God to forgive me, but um, that stuff is down. It's still gonna be around. You get what I'm saying? And so, um, you know, um, you just have to, learn how to manage things and just say no. And yeah, you have to trust in God. If you believe in God, you have to really trust Him and not just be saying that. And if you do, I promise you will not be fear and scared because He got you. Like, and this is a spiritual thing that we're dealing with. It's it's very powerful. And when people ask me, am I scared? This is my answer to that. I feel like God gave it to me. I was born with this stuff, and so it's got to have some insurance attached to it. Insurance is the angels and the benevolent beings. So I don't think God would have gave me this powerful ability without having something, watching over me with it and keeping me protected. I just think it kind of came with that. So people that have these abilities to see stuff like that and, all that stuff, I just think they are naturally protected because of the ability. Like, it's got to be protected. You understand? It's kind of like, the way that they be in front of my camera and, they're always trying to show themselves to me, in front of my cameras and stuff. I used to record them on my porch. My camera porch used to record them all the time. It's almost like I feel like a human celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Not a celebrity like Beyonce and the rest of them, but it's like, how I keep getting, all these videos and clips and stuff. Like, they are attracted to me. They're, my frequency. And, maybe they're watching me and learning stuff and learning human stuff and everything. But I do believe that I have protection because I've been seeing this stuff since I was little, and I've never been harmed by it. Again, I don't sleep with my lights on. These lights go off. I don't hear stuff moving or none of that. So, and I've filmed the orbs in several different houses. I've got a couple of UFO videos on here too. Now, I filmed that UFO with my cell phone, putting garbage out late at night. Yeah. Yep. And there was a light on top of my backside of my roof. I thought it was the moon at first, but when you go look at the videos, you can see, because I thought it was the moon. And, you can see me, filming it and stuff. I'm talking, I'm walking. And I made a copy of that and took that and some images to 2 news stations here. I did in person. Because people look at my stuff, and I know I don't have a lot of subscribers. And, different sites have blocked me and stuff and say I'm spam and a scam because I got so much stuff. They think it's spam. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do stuff like that, But I personally took those UFOs. The ones on the channel, one of them is My Suspicious Moon. It's got like 2 or 3 parts. And then another one says They're Back. So, yeah, one was done in November 2023. And another one was in January of 2024. Like 2 months later, it was back. I originally thought it was the same ship. But, they're different. I personally took that content to 2 news stations I found here in Toledo. And those people never called me back. When I called them back, they told me they had lost my stuff. That's what they said. And You know, I could send it again if I wanted to. Now, mind you, because people look at my stuff and wonder if her stuff was real, the government would be all over that. No, because they don't want to confirm anything. So even though I took that stuff to the news stations, two different news stations I found here in Toledo. One is actually kind of close to my house. The other one was across town. But even though I did that, they never reached out to me. But I got helicopters, and I got some clips on here from that too. I had helicopters in my backyard, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Helicopters, yeah, like two of them, flying around back there. And again, nobody never contacted me. I left my contact info and everything, and with the content showing them, the same thing that's on the channel. Nobody never reached out to me, but the helicopters were there for a whole month. They were definitely there because my neighbors. I hadn't spoke to my neighbors about this, and my neighbors were, they would say, "Well, what's going on?" Because nobody could get no sleep. They were coming like 2, 3 in the morning. The helicopter. And my neighbors was complaining like they didn't know, they wonder if they looking for drug dealers or, whatever. But, yeah, nobody reached out to me, but the helicopters was there. So people probably wondering if this stuff was real, it'll be on the news and stuff and all of that. You got to wonder why it's not. Don't wonder, you know, um, you do wonder the opposite way. You know what I'm saying? Why don't I have more subscribers? Why is my stuff not top news? Because they know it's real. They know it's real. That you have no other explanation for that. And even, nobody has ever even invited me to try to debunk some of the stuff. Because they can't. You think somebody would look at it, have seen it and be like, yeah, that's fake, and I'm gonna prove it. I mean, you got people that's real paranormal investigators out here and stuff. They would know if my stuff is fake or not. They would know. Nobody has never called me on it, and invited me, you know what I'm saying, or nothing. Like, they know it's real. So basically, they're ignoring me, which I guess is a good thing, because, government can be kind of mean about stuff they want to keep quiet. But I'm just saying, the fact that y'all look at all these clips, I'm an older lady. I don't know how to fake stuff. All I do is the camera records the stuff and I upload it to you. If it's too long, I might, cut the end off or something, that ain't got no more orbs on it or whatever. I only want the part with the orb. I know how to do that, clip it, but I don't know how to do nothing else. And so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all look at my stuff and all these stuff I got, and people look at this stuff, and, you probably wondering, how come the government, why are they ignoring all of this? Because they know it's real. I promise you, they looking at my stuff and they know it's real. And in order for them to, if they say anything back to me or anything, that's them acknowledging that it's real. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because people just think it's spam. But nobody can disprove my clips because they're real. They come straight from the camera, from the cloud to YouTube. So, the fact that nobody has even challenged my videos or nothing. So, they're just hoping I'll go away or it'll go away or enough people will just ignore me, and I don't have enough subscribers, so people just think, I'm just spamming. But my clips is real. My stuff is real. If you look at my stuff, you can see it's real. I got orbs. I film orbs in my house. I'll zoom in. I'll even upload that content with it zoomed in. I'll take images. I'll put those in post to show y'all every step. Like, my stuff cannot be debunked because it's real. That's why nobody's debunking it. I'm basically being ignored. And some sites I tried to get on, they just kept blocking me for no reason. They would just delete. I'll upload like two or three. Like if I try to join new sites, I'll upload two or three videos. Like some like really good ones, and I would just be blocked and my stuff removed. And it'll say something stupid about guidelines, and spamming. Never even like some sites be so quick you could tell they didn't even take time to even look at it, look at the video. So I feel like I'm being targeted, and somebody is following me. Probably more than one person is following me around social media, and they're like they're notifying or flagging me as a spammer or something. And I'm an older lady here in Toledo, Ohio. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Some of my videos were made in Cleveland too. This stuff is not spam. This stuff is real. And sometimes it's so overwhelming. I wish I didn't have this ability, but I can't help it. I didn't have, ain't nothing I could do about it. I had no say in it. I'm just trying to show y'all, what my experiences are. That's it. But none of my stuff is fake. None. I don't even know how to do that. I film this stuff, and y'all see what I see. The only thing I know how to do is cut an end off if it's too long. If a clip is 15 minutes, and the orb is in the first 5 minutes, then I take the 10 minutes off. So my viewers is not watching just extra stuff. And when my cloud account uploads it, once the camera sees some motion and it records it, it only records short clips anyway. It doesn't record real long. You know what I'm saying? And it'll take an image, like a screenshot, and then that you can cut it actually in cloud. You can actually cut, or you can put it on YouTube and cut it too. But you could cut it in cloud. So once I watch it, I just want to see the orb. I don't want to see nothing else. So if the orb is in 5 minutes, but it's a 15-minute tape, 10 minutes is going. You can cut that 10 minutes off. All you got to do is watch it, see where when the orb come in, and then stop it right there. And then they'll ask you, do you want a clip? That's the only thing I know how to do. Or add music. But YouTube help you with that. That's so easy. When you go to upload the video, it'll ask you some words that come on. Do you want to add music? And you could click on that. And then it gives you a little little library of music that you can use. Genres you can pick from and stuff like that. So that's very easy. I just start adding music to some of my stuff. So my stuff is not fake. And again, I understand, I sympathize, I get people have closed minds. They will make up stuff, I can actually videotape an actual alien, I haven't. But they would say it's a man in a suit. A real tall person in a suit. Somebody commented about my one of my videos one time that it was AI. I don't know nothing about that, but I thanked them because they was actually comparing my video to a Transformers movie. If the Transformers can make Bumblebee, appear in the video, with the boy, then you could do, other people could do stuff like that too. I have, I got an X phone, and an X iPhone, and the screen is cracked. And I got a Samsung phone, and that screen is cracked too. So, I don't have equipment to do stuff like that. The videos cloud save the videos. And and I know how to turn on my camera and record with my cell phone, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about AI or none of that. Like, this stuff is all legit, it's all real. And if people just took the time to look at it and stop trying to make excuses for it, because you can't debunk it. It's real. Only thing you could say is, um, okay, I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm saying? You can't say it's not there because the fact that my camera recorded it shows it's something there. It only records motion. If nothing moves, I don't have no clips in cloud. I don't have no videos in cloud to show to you. So when my camera records and send me alert movement, that means something moved. Okay? And the fact that the camera can see it flying around, and when I look out that door, I can't see it. That says something too. So I'm gonna leave it there. I appreciate you guys hanging in this long to listen to me, but I just want to talk some things over, and that's it. And that's in case you wonder why everybody don't see it. It's got something to do with frequency and energy. That's what I think. They are not interested in communicating with just anybody. And they pick and choose. So, I want to thank you guys again for listening. That is all I wanted to say. And, yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that again. And just, yeah. Because that was something that was on my mind. I wanted to talk about again with you guys. So, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to do your protection prayers. And, you need to do those so that the universe is, and, everything around you, everything and everybody around you, seen and unseen, is aware of what your intentions are. Even if you have some negativity in your space, it will understand that you are not trying to communicate with it. Like, your communication is of positivity and love. And you are, that's why you need to do those prayers. Okay? So, you don't have to worry about the wrong thing communicating with you. Once you get right and your strength in your relationship, has nothing to do with religion. You can have a relationship with God without a church and without religion and without titles and stuff. You could still have a relationship with him. You don't have to say yes to everything and let people mess over you. That's not what God wants you doing. Okay? And all gays ain't going to hell. I was told that when I was little. God goes by your heart. He's interested in your heart. I know a lot of gay people with good hearts. He's a fan of that. So if these mistakes are ours to make. They are ours to make. He is interested in what you learn from the mistake, how you learn from the mistake. The mistakes are ours to make. They are not ours to keep repeating because you're supposed to learn from them. But they are ours to make. And I think people, they misunderstand God and walk on eggshells. He knows you're going to make the mistakes. It's a sinful world. Okay? That's the whole process of it. Being able to eventually say no and do the right things. That's the whole challenge. That's what it's all about. You can't remove the mistakes because then we don't learn nothing. So the mistakes are part of our challenge and our learning process. They are ours to make. They are not ours to keep making, but they are ours to make. And people walk on eggshells, say, oh my God, no. I don't think that's how it goes, at least. So I think he's more focused on your heart and you learning from the mistakes. Okay, you did that. That was a bad thing, but this is a sinful world we live in. That's what he's saying. So what did you get out of that? What did you learn from that? Get what I'm saying? We born in sin. There are going to be some mistakes. Okay? Okay. So thank y'all. I'm done now. I'm tired. And again, don't forget your prayers. And yes, you know, it's a lot. Okay? But y'all see this picture I got right here? Again, people said it was a face behind the orb. I didn't notice that. They did. Until after they said it. There could be a face back there. But the orb is so beautiful and bright. I was more focused on the orb. This is an orb. This is not dust. It ain't a trick of the camera lens because, everything, it was dark. It was dark when I was recording. But everything else is clear. This ain't got nothing to do with the camera lens. And people just can't, some people just can't process this. And I understand. They'll get mad. They'll call me names. They'll, yeah. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? When I record these, when you see the way these things move, dust don't move like that. With direction and precision like that. Dust don't move like that. When you watch the ones outside in the cold degrees that I've been filming, came from an angle, turned, then went straight up. What dust do that? What dust do that? What dust is that white and big? So I let people have at it. Could respect you more if you just say, I don't know what the hell it is. Instead of just trying to debunk it to stuff that don't make no sense. When I show y'all this stuff flying around outside when my camera motion sensor is activated and it records, but the fact that the camera is recording let you know something is there. That's the only way it's going to record, if something moved. Now, what moved, we want to go back and forth about that. That's a whole nother conversation. But my camera is motion sensor. Now that, we covered that, when you look at what I be recording, what the camera be recording, what I be showing to y'all, look how the stuff be moving. You can zoom in. I zoom in for y'all on some of those videos. You can clearly see not bugs. So, for whatever it's worth, I just needed to have this talk with y'all. Thank you guys. If you're listening, please subscribe. I have more stuff coming up for you. I'm going to start going outside, filming some stuff when it get warm for the summer. So we going to have, some videos with me sitting outside at night on the back porch, filming some stuff too. So, just thank you guys. Don't forget to stay prayed up. And, I'll be keeping in touch with you and uploading some more stuff as I get it. Okay? This is Everbee Spooky Girl, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.